Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2,
In
directed
the
by.
year 2000. Sorry.
That's my graduating year. I was graduating high school.
Yep.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Me too.
Directed
99
by
here, player.
directed by Joe Berlinger, who directed the Paradise Lost documentaries. Guys, remember those?
Shit.
The
Yeah.
fucking West Memphis 3
About the
movies.
West Memphis 3?
You don't
Yeah.
remember that, John? You haven't seen those?
I
Oh
must.
my God, John, if you don't know about the West Memphis 3,
Oh,
you
you
never
gotta
heard
watch
about
them.
those guys?
I've heard about them, but I don't
Oh,
know this documentary.
Okay, the
three of the best
documentaries.
documentaries ever made. Go,
It's
Frank.
so
Yeah.
fucking sad. These kids die, but there's this dude in these movies. What's his name, Randy? The crazy dude that sings at his wife's grave. People
Oh,
just keep dying around him, and it's
yeah.
like these three. They send these dudes into fucking jail because they thought they were satanic because they listened to Metallica and shit. So they were in jail for what, 20 years or something. Then they finally got
Like,
released.
yeah, about 20 years. But the documentaries were HBO funded, I believe,
Yeah.
and you might be able to find them if you have HBO Max. And they're called um, what just Purgatory is one of them, Frank.
Yeah,
But
they
what's
have
the
their Paradise Lost 1, 2, and 3, but they all
Paradise
have.
Lost? Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
yeah.
I
But
get it. I get
let
it.
me tell you, John, you're gonna fucking be, if you watch them, you'll be angry the whole time
Oh,
because they
But
railroaded these
yeah.
kids in these murders. But anyways,
I'm
yeah,
there's
sure.
eccentric
yeah,
fucking characters in it. In fact, they
yeah,
reference it in this movie with the sheriff that has the ponytail because that's like the
yeah.
sheriff in that shit. Like that was a direct reference. But summary for this film. Uh, as it follows the twisted path traveled by five people fixated on the Blair Witch Project, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2 journeys into a dark and dangerous place where the line between truth and fiction blurs and perhaps vanishes altogether. Individual perception grows increasingly untrustworthy as the film's protagonists find themselves caught in a vortex of unspeakable evil, the origins of which, human or supernatural, remain chillingly uncertain. Jesus Christ, that was so fucking
Yeah, that's
somber.
a lot for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't even
Yeah.
have that much to say about it.
Yeah, right.
Okay. If you don't mind, guys, I think I'm the only one that probably liked this, so I'll go ahead and get
Take it
that out of
away,
the
Frank. Take
way.
it away, Frank.
From the first notes of Marilyn Manson, like, you know what year this is. This is like a fucking, this is made for our generation. There's a Wiccan girl, there's a goth girl, there's a burnout. They're like all the stereotypes of 2000s movies. It's, it's for us. I hated this when it came out, but I haven't seen it since I rented it on VHS back in the day. But man, this thing, following that first movie, this thing's like a fucking fireworks show for me, dude. It's like maybe it's just like the nostalgia an old man gets when he eats those circus peanut candies. Yeah, maybe this is like my circus peanut candy because it's like from our youth. The group of characters are probably just as annoying as the original ones, but they're more entertaining. There's just more things happening. When they woke up from their blackout, did anybody notice the whiskey they were drinking? The bottle of
Wild
whiskey.
turkey.
It was Wild
Wild
Turnkey. It was a mocked up bottle. Turnkey, not turkey.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love shit like that. But yeah, like I wrote a list down here because oh my god, this is like a buffet of stuff happening compared to the last movie. Like there's just the sheer rate of things that happen. Before we're even halfway through, you see a creepy ghost girl, a weird nightmare sequence or two. There was an owl at one point, which I would wager is more interesting than anything happens in the first movie. So you also get a dude who's getting like some weird jelly jammed into his fucking nose or some shit. Whether it's good or bad.
Lubricant because they're putting a probe down there for him.
Well, they also have a funnel that they put like goop
while
in.
smoking one.
Yeah.
That was so fucking
that shit.
weird.
But comparatively, it's a fireworks show. At one point, This is one thing that made me laugh. At one point, the filmmaker guy, they're looking at some footage, and he goes, I really want to redigitize this to a higher resolution. Did anybody fuck with anything on a computer in the year 2000 as far as compressing or downloading? Or I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
if you were going to take a video in 2000 and do what he's wanting to do, you would have to solely devote your computer to that activity for a whole day, not touch it. Don't try to do anything on it. But one of my favorite nostalgia moments in this movie, like this is how thick it is. The goth girl's in driving in the truck. I forget where she's going, but she hits the fucking disc man to turn up the rap rock. And it's a disc man hooked up to a cassette player.
Adapter.
Perfect. The only thing that would trump that is if she had a detachable faceplate CD player. Remember those shits?
I have
Nobody's
one of
stealing
those.
this shit. Nobody's stealing this shit.
And I had one and somebody stole it.
Yeah, they still. I remember that.
Yeah.
But I like I said, I didn't hate this movie by any means. It's really rewatchable. The soundtrack's good. Special effects are serviceable. That's how I sort of felt about the whole movie. It's a 6 out of 10 for me. I had fun with this. Good time. All right, bash
John.
Well, all right. So like at one point I did like it a long time ago, but not today. I was
Yeah.
like I was watching it and I'm like, man, this is like just fucking jerking around. The editing so jerky, so much.
I hated that.
Wow,
I hated
wow.
that
You're in the nut
digital
house. Now you're in the cemetery. Now you're in the nut house again.
Well,
now you're over a bridge. Now you're in the woods. You know, like, come on. All right,
Yeah.
we get it. Stay in one place for like 5 minutes, please. Um, obviously it's a movie. It's nothing like the first one. You know, it's just so weird. It's very weird. It's like Blair Witch, but it's set in a movie, not like supposed real life, like in the first one. I don't know, man. Like I just I I didn't hate it, but it was just like, ugh, all right. I remember. Oh, Marilyn Manson, sweet, cool. I was, you know, I sang along with it. I liked the redhead a lot. I liked her a lot. She's the reason I give it points.
I like her a lot.
Yeah.
You know how she was dancing around that tree?
Oh,
That was
no.
like supposed to be an homage to Evil Dead. Huh?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Supposedly.
Fine, but she's naked. Let's
Yeah.
cool. She was in the Texas Chainsaw remake too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had short red hair in it. She was banging the dude in the back seat. But yeah, other than that, the other characters are annoying as shit. It's like a 3 for me. It was just it's not scary. I remember wasn't there something with the VHS like if you or the DVD if you watch it in a certain spot like there were flashes and there's like hidden symbols and you gotta like if you watch them in a certain order the movie is in order or some shit like that.
Oh,
You guys
in
remember
this movie?
that? Yeah.
In this movie? I read something about that. That
Okay.
there's a hidden message if you pay attention
Yeah.
to it.
I never did it because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Don't give
it's
me
just something neat.
don't give me
Yeah.
fucking
Want to put
work.
the effort in.
Yeah, I'm not doing homework. Trying to watch
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah, you'll get to the end and it'll be like, be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Right?
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, go for it.
Well, okay, so this is a cash grab through and through. This is clearly another script for another movie that they were just like, tag in Blair Witch, weave it in, and let's make, because I mean, from the time that Blair Witch was released to this was released was like literally just less than a year. So they were like, we gotta make some more money off this Blair Witch shit. Whoa, let's fucking weave some stories. Say Blair Witch 9 times at the beginning. There we go. Now it's connected. You know?
I think that
Yeah.
the original writers wrote it, and then there was like a third writer that came in and fucked it all up because they said they did not like the end product or whatever it was. So
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So look, so going into this again, like I didn't like this movie when it came out. I did not like it. I watched it, I remember I watched it one time and it was like, fuck that movie. It doesn't have even the same feel as this. It's like meta about the
Yeah.
Blair Witch movie that was successful, and they're clearly just piggybacking off of it. At the time, I didn't know that the main character from this, the guy that's in the insane asylum, was going to go on to make a little show I love called Burn Notice, and he is fantastic on that. In this, not so much. I mean, he's not terrible. He's just way too over the top, and he has some good moments towards the end. But yeah, this is not at all what I was hoping it would be when it came out. You know, like, I mean, it's got the '90s vibe in early 2000s. Shot beautiful to look at. It's fireworks, Frank. It's colors and
Yeah.
lights. The story idea that's in there is good. They just don't do shit with it, you know. And the ending is pretty neat, you know, for this story. I guess. I mean, like the little turn. You're like, oh, okay, got us, you know, the viewers. And I just, it's predictable. It's mass produced bullshit to make more money off of a popular property. It's what we see in Hollywood all the time now. And it was disappointing then, and it's disappointing now. The soundtrack's good. I will give you that. I was bopping along, hit my knees. It's literally should be called The Quest for More Money, in my opinion. Um, that's about all the nice stuff I can say about it. And what was up with one other thing? What was up with the Wiccan craze back then? All these broads I knew wanted to be a Wiccan. Uh, Frank, you remember it? We knew a lot. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck are
It's
you doing?
I think it
You
still
know?
happens. I think it's still a thing.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. It wasn't just a trend.
Oh, it
And now I
seemed
believe
like one at the time.
there's even I think that's become other things too. I think there's now people that are Vikings or whatever, like that's like a religion. You know, like they wear those Thor hammers shit.
Yeah, listen,
Yeah.
if you're into Wiccan, just drop it and worship Satan like the rest of us. Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
there's gonna be
God.
comments. Or thanks for that.
Yeah. It was terrible. I gave it a 5 out of 10. You're not going to have fun.
Don't
really.
expect part one.
Yeah, exactly.